I'm Ciara, the astounding actress.
I'm Sarah G., the cultural connoisseur.
I'm Frankie Ashen, the portentous professor, and this is Sunkissed Pod.
The podcast that goes there.
Sunkissed Pod is the creative space where we talk about popular media, self-exploration, and the world around us.
Come sit at our table and kiki with the girls and ladies.
Hello, everybody. Happy Sunday, although I'm sure it'll be probably Saturday when you hear this, or Friday, I think. Anyway, it's your girl Ciara, and I'm just so excited to be able to do a little solo podcast episode. I, first off, would like to start off by saying that I am happy that you are here if you are listening. I hope that last week was good. I hope it was productive, and if there were any issues, I hope that they were able to be resolved. So let's get into it. I actually am coming to you guys with a little bit of personal experiences / tips / perspectives on issues that I have faced during the first 3 months of this year. And towards the end of last year, that's when things kind of started to happen, drama. Let me start off by saying that I have been taken out of character the first few months of this year. More frustrated. I've been more frustrated. I've been a little bit more on edge. I've been emotional eating. I've been not really sleeping good. Just a lot of things. I noticed my acne's been flaring up like crazy. And I realized that this is all because of unnecessary drama and unfairness and cruelty that has been brought on by other people. As some of you may know or may not know, I'm 25. I'm an actress. I intend on being a full-time actress. The way this economy is set up, though, I have to be realistic as of now. So I work at a daycare. I'm a daycare substitute. I used to be a full-time teacher, but, my mental health was like, hey, girl, you need to kind of take a step back. And I'm like, you right. So I did, and I'm quite happy with the way I work now. I still get to see my babies, and that's all that matters. But regardless of that, I fully am an actress all the way. Triple threat, singing, dancing, acting. I started dancing when I was 3. I started acting on stage when I was 7 years old. Singing since I was in my mother's tummy, and that's not even an exaggeration. I'm a church kid, so you already know I was up in the choirs. My mom was the director of a choir. My grandmother played the piano. Everybody calls it like the Sunshine Choir. We called the junior choir. Like that was our thing. That was, I'm dating myself a little bit. But anyway, so I've been all around music and arts pretty much my whole life. So I always call theater my safe place. And unfortunately, when things happen at my safe place, I kind of have to figure out a way to navigate and refocus my energy and time onto things that will actually benefit me and not cause me to, like I said, have flare-ups and hormonal acne and emotional eat. So something that I want to talk about, there have been some situations as a theater person that I have experienced where I kind of just let it roll off of my shoulders because there's so many opportunities, one no doesn't mean 1,000 no's. One no is just a temporary no, and it's just go find something else to do. But when it is backed up with unfairness, it does tend to throw you off, and it's like, why is this? Because when rejection becomes personal, I believe that it then becomes a thing about like you start to get very, insecure, and you start to kind of emotionally, internalize the feelings that you're getting from the situations that you've experienced. But something that I would like to share and talk about is how do we stay in character when people want to take us out of character? Yes, I'm a theater person, so I like theater analogies, but a lot of theater analogies can be used in real life. So how do we stay in character when people are trying to take us out of character? Like I just said, recent events in a particular theater production have really affected me in a very negative way. I definitely gained a lot of weight. Hair kind of seems like it's fallen out, like, and that it might be a little bit of an exaggeration, but life has been hard. And I don't know if it's because this particular production is like, it means a lot to me. And so when everything kind of fell apart and it didn't work out anymore, I think I really took it personally because I really fought for this to happen. And I really believed in the dream and the vision for it to happen, just to be pretty much exiled from the process and basically told that I would really be good enough to only be in the back and only be support. And so I definitely have had to really separate myself and evaluate my feelings and emotions, because it's hard to go back into normal life when you're dealing with your safe place betraying you. So back to, staying in character. What I mean by staying in character is you yourself, you know how you are, you know who you are, you know the kind of things that you like, you don't like, and you have control over your emotions. Unless there's something that is wrong with you where you just genuinely don't. Most people have control over their emotions. I'll say over the age of like 18, you should pretty much have a control over your emotions. And even actually, we can go as low as maybe 5. 5 is like a little like, I'll give you a slight pass, but you should have already started to learn how to deal with emotions. And we're not talking about kids today, but that's just, an example. If you are in a situation where you're at work or you're hanging out with your friends or you're at your job and maybe somebody makes you feel some type of way. A lot of times people say, when they go low, you go high. Thank you, Michelle Obama. A lot of people love that philosophy, and a lot of people don't agree with that. Some people say, no, when they go low, I go to hell. And it's like, valid. And that's how I've been feeling. I'm like, okay, they went low on me, so I'm finna go take it to hell. And then further down than that. Like, I want them to feel the heat when I go down. But then I realized that this has not helped me become a better person. This has only made me vengeful and angry and frustrated. All valid reactions, but what benefit am I getting out of being somber and allowing these things to eat me up? Excuse me. So when people want to take you out of character, you have to remember something. A few things. One, who is this person to you? Are they family? Are they a friend? Are they a colleague? Are they a professor? What are they to you? 2, is it worth it stepping outside of yourself to deal with them? I promise you, about 80% of the time, it's not worth it. Because most likely what will happen is, because you've carried all this anger and this frustration for so long, it'll turn into something ugly. Like, a lot of people clown people that say, you don't want to see me when I'm angry. Like, that's true. You really don't want to see people when they're angry. I know I'm the kind of person, like, I sit back, I laugh, I let things slide for a very long time, and then I'm like, oh nah. Once the straw just gets in the camel, I'm like, okay, there it is, the straw that breaks the camel's back. Like, it takes that one thing for everything to go pink, pink, like that. It's a wrap. But what do you do when these things arise? When somebody is testing you gangster, when somebody is spreading lies about you, when somebody won't include you, when you've been rejected, when you've been not treated fairly. Like, what do you do? How do you stay in character when people are trying to take you out of it? First step, deep breaths. Yeah, that's so cliche, because of course everybody needs to breathe when they're mad. Listen, no. I ain't talking like in and out. No. I'm talking about like in through your nose, count to 5 when you in through your nose, and out through your mouth for 10. I know that sounds funny and it all sounds cheesy, but let me tell you, breathing is the best thing to do when you are ready to snap. Let me say it again. Breathing is the best thing to do when you are ready to snap. If you don't breathe, you will work off of whatever oxygen you have left in your brain, and you will tear someone up. Verbally, physically, what have you. It will not be good. Breathe. I don't care if you got to close your eyes and just be like, Lord, if you're a Christian, if you believe in that, Lord, this person is trying to take me out of character. Keep me inside myself. Let me stay the course. Allow me to not break this person's neck. Keep me focused on what I'm supposed to do so that I don't go to jail. Sometimes you have to breathe and pray at the same time. And that's what I do. And I promise it really works. It's like, oh my gosh, I feel so much better. The second thing, walk away. Again, walk away. What if I'm listen. Again, there have been plenty of situations, especially in theater, honey, where people are trifling and they'll say something to your face and you really got to check yourself. You got to breathe. Then you got to put your little church finger up and say, excuse me, and walk away. Once you walk away, if you can, get you a cup of water. And I mean, seriously, sit and take a sip of water, take your time, still breathing, by the way, and just center yourself. And, I'm making it lighthearted and funny, but this is all true. A lot of times, I believe that a lot of us are so quick to get angry that we forget ourselves. And then when we finally retaliate and we finally snap, inner feelings comes out. And whether they're valid or not, they're still going to hurt somebody. And so then the argument's, well, what if they hurt me? It's like, that's a great question. What if they hurt you? What did they say to you that triggered you? Let's dissect it. Well, if they said that, I don't like your pants because they're pink, are you going to crash out about that? No, because it's childish. But what if it's something deeper than that? What if they said that you'd be better off standing here than over there? How do you handle that? Do you go off and snap? No, because what you have to remember is you are representing yourself at the end of the day in anything that you do. So when I'm in these really tricky theater situations and I have the feeling where I just want to spaz out on everybody in front of me, I really have to center myself and go, you know what? I am not going to let these people take me out of character, the character that I worked so hard to build. I'm not doing it. What they did to me is wrong, but my character is worth so much more than the garbage that they tried to put on me. Catch it. When people are trying to make you feel insignificant, if they're trying to take you out of your good place, don't allow them to. Because anybody that you allow to take you out of your character has power over you. Let me say it again. Anybody that is able to control your emotions and take you out of your character has power over you. I don't care if you think you're getting your lick back. They have power over you because they have allowed you to come out of yourself to react to whatever they did. Most people know what they're doing and they want to see, I wonder how can I make this person snap? How can I get them to get upset? And I'm telling you, don't allow it to happen. You have to stand firm in who you are and say, you know what? I'm going to let you have it. Because at the end of the day, whatever door that's about to swing open for me is for me and not for you. And I don't have to give you any credit. I don't have to thank you. And as far as I'm concerned, I never have to see you again. This will never happen again. And that goes with anything. That goes with relationships. That goes with jobs. That goes with friendships even. You want to take me out of my character? And let's talk about friendships real quick, because that's something that's huge. Sometimes people who are so-called your friends will use your trauma and your triggers and your frustrations against you and make you get upset to take you out of your character to hurt you. And then they'll claim that, oh, no, it has nothing to do with that. You got to check these folks sometimes. However, do not allow someone to take the control away. When I snap, when I crash out, I'm giving that person my control. When I get upset and I'm cussing and I'm like, man, you and all this stuff, when I get to that point, I am allowing this person to take control over me. When me, for example, and I don't have a boyfriend, but, me and my partner are, we're going at it and all this stuff and, blah, 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 blah. When you allow yourself to get worked up like that, you are giving them the control. You gave them the remote. I said this one thing that made you mad, and look at you. You're crashing out. That's what I wanted. Okay, yeah, you punched me, but guess what? I got what I wanted. So guess what? Now you're going to get in trouble. You're going to be the one that has to deal with the repercussions and the effects of your response. I say this all the time. I'll say it to my nieces. I'll say it to my younger cousins. I say it to a lot of the kids that I've worked with. You have control over your emotions and your actions. You cannot allow anybody to take over you and make you think that you don't have the voice, that you don't have the power to say, you know what? I say there is more power in walking away than there is to stand in the person's face and, listen, when I walk away, I'm taking the control with me. I'm saying, you know what? I'm not going to give you this. You're not winning. In fact, I'm sparing you right now, because if I stay here and really say what I want and react the way that I want, it's not going to be pretty and we're both going to be upset. So I'm going to walk away and I'm taking my power with me and I'm going to give it to somebody else that needs it, or I'm going to put it into something that is worth it. After this whole thing with the theater happened, where I was basically dogged, and actually I don't know if she wants me to include her in this, but Frankie was also a part of this situation, and we kind of told Ciara about it. But one thing that I had to understand and realize is that my reaction is what matters. You got it, sir. You got it, ma'am. Y'all got it. Y'all got what you wanted. But understand, me walking away doesn't mean that you're getting away. Me walking away means watch your back when you go around the corner, because it's going to be there to meet you. Me saying, keeping my mouth shut isn't to say that I'm afraid to say what I got to say to you. Oh, no. It's coming. You may not like the way it comes, but it's coming. I could have crashed out on you. I could have done this. I could have done that, but I chose to stay in character and remind myself that I am that girl. And I don't need you to tell me. So when people want to take you out of your character, whether it's lying, whether it's exaggerating, whether it's leaving you out, rejection, whatever it is, don't give them the satisfaction. Don't give them the power to scare you away. Don't give them the energy. Don't give them that. Don't give them it. As bad as they might think they want it, don't do it, because it sets you back more and it takes away your power. I'm not going to put all my energy into being angry and screaming at you to leave with nothing. Prime example. After you get into an argument, think about an argument, all the listeners, think about an argument you've gotten into. Think about how you felt after. Did you feel energetic or did you feel tired? I bet you felt tired. Why? Because you put all your energy into being angry, that when you finally snapped, all the frustration came out. All the anger came out. And guess what you were left with? Nothing. Now, don't get it confused. Confrontation, to me, is a whole nother thing, right? If I confront you about something and say, hey, listen, did you say this? That's different, right? Because I want to get clarity. Now, after you get that clarity, it's what your reaction is that matters. It's how you respond to it at the end. That's what matters. It's not what they say. It's not no. It's not how it started. It's how you react after you get that clarity. So when you get that clarity, here comes the character thing. Am I going to snap on them now because I know what's going on? Or am I going to say, heard you, and keep it moving? What are you going to do? Let me just say that this method may not work for you. This method might be like, nah, screw that. I'm not doing all that. You make me mad. I'm going to go off. Fine, go off. But understand, it takes more energy, more unnecessary and draining energy to scream and yell and fight than it does to put it into something that matters. The frustrations that I have suffered from during this process, I put it into the gym. I go to the gym, I blast my favorite music. I have a playlist called Bad Girls Playlist, and it has a picture of Belle reading a book saying how to be a bad bee. So put your energy into that. I put my energy into writing. I love to write. That's a little side thing that I love to do. Makes me happy. I love to journal. I put my energy into those things that matter, because they do matter. Don't put your energy into people and things that do not matter. Again, that goes into anything, whether it's theater, whether it's your job, whether it's your hobbies, whether it's your friendships, your relationships. If it doesn't feel good anymore, You take away more power by walking away than you do sticking in it and having to constantly fight through it. If you find yourself constantly fighting and you're screaming and, well, I love him, but he makes me so mad. But just literally just negates everything you say. Like, you might as well forget everything you just said, because when you add that but, forget it. Like, well, I love your hair, but, like, when you do that, it's like you forget the compliment at that point because you said but, and but usually means, well. So anytime you find yourself saying, well, I love this, but, or this is fun, but, or he's great, but, like, no. When that but comes around, I'm gonna need you to tuck it back in, because no. At that point, you set yourself up. You're basically making an excuse for the horrible treatment that you're dealing with. Don't do that. So I know I said a mouthful, but I have had to learn that there are just some things that are just not worth the time and the energy. Now, don't get me wrong. Am I furious that I got played doing something that I love? Absolutely. Am I perturbed? Am I frustrated? Am I disgusted? Am I grossed out? Do I feel betrayed? Do I feel forgotten? Do I feel rejected? Do I feel not heard? Yes. But it will take more energy. Hear me out. More energy for me to go and scream and F y'all and da-da-da. It takes more energy to do that than to just sit back. I know what you did. I saw what you did. I cannot stand R. Kelly, but one of the things he said in this song is real gangsters move in silence. And honestly, that a bar. Because it's so true. I don't need to sing out. I don't need to, like, make an announcement. I'm not doing all that. You're not taking that energy from me. I'm not doing it. I'm not giving you the satisfaction. I'm not giving you the control to show that you're getting to me. I'm not letting it happen. Never let them see you sweat. And I stand by that. You're not going to see me crash out. You're not going to see me want to throw you up against a brick building. I'm not doing it. I'm going to stand firm on what I know and what I believe, and I'm not afraid. And you're not going to make me feel invalid or inadequate. It's not going to happen. So when you're dealing with that coworker that's trying to take you out of character, look yourself in the mirror, do your deep breaths, say your little prayer or whatever you do, meditate, manifest, whatever. Take your deep breaths, drink some water. And when the time is right, if you have to go back to this person, say what you got to say and be like, I heard you and thank you. And that's it. Depending on, again, that depends on whatever the situation is. And, or don't even approach. Me walking away, I just ended the conversation. So I'm taking my power back. That's it. Don't fight to get them to hear you. They didn't hear you the first time, they're never going to hear you. So it's not worth the crash out. Walk away. Stay in character and walk away. Prime example, I did a production of Christmas Carol, and one night this guy freaking passes out in the audience, and he's sitting on the side where I'm standing with my stage kids and my stage husband. And I look over and he's leaned over on his girlfriend and, like, unconscious out of nowhere. And I had to stay in character and everybody else had to stay in character. Why? Because we're still doing a production. Yes, by the way, guys, he was fine. He actually came to. He probably was just dehydrated. Who knows what was going on? I'm pretty sure there's like a medical thing going on too. Regardless, he is okay. So I just want to make that clear. But we had a job to do. At the end of the day, the people that were responsible on making sure this man was okay, they did that. But my job wasn't to go, oh my God, he passed out. Like, I had to stay in character. Why? Because if I had done that, I would have startled everybody that was on stage with me. If I had crashed out, the kids in front of me would have been scared and it would have caused a bigger problem. So me having to be professional, I had to really stay in character. Another theater analogy, but it's true. I had to stay in character and stay the course and understand that that doesn't concern me. Though I am worried, I hope this man is okay. My job is to entertain people. So I cannot step out of character to play, Captain Save-A-Man because this is what's going on. I can't do that. I had to let somebody else take the horns. And that's another thing. sometimes you have to step back and let somebody else take the horns with you, take the horns from you. Sometimes you got to give somebody else the reins. Sometimes you got to go, you know what, I can't do this. Sometimes you got to let somebody else step up for you. And that's okay. Sometimes some people understand that certain situations, it's beneath you. I can't touch this right now. I can't deal with it. So sometimes you gotta allow somebody else to go, you know what, but I can. I'm gonna deal with this. There's no shame in saying, I don't know how to handle this, or I'm not mature enough to process this, or I know I just can't deal with this. That's okay. As long as you stay in your character, you're good. Now stay in character, right? When I say stay in character, I'm not saying like you gotta be Miss Perfect. Someone spits in your face and you're like, it's okay, I'm staying in character. Nah, someone spits in your face, you listen, tear them up. Don't give them, no, don't you ever let anybody spit in your face. Never let that happen. But when I mean stay in character, and I've described it before, but when you stay in character, I mean somebody disrespects you, if you caught it, oh, well, stay in character. I'm not saying be silent, and let me clarify that as well. People hear stay in character, people hear, okay, stay calm, be cool, whatever. People think that means don't say anything. That's not what I'm saying. When I say stay in character, it's like you got to decide when my voice teacher actually used this analogy. You got to, sometimes in some situations, you got to be Glenda. When everything's falling apart and you are the only person that can keep things together, sometimes you gotta be the Glenda. Sometimes you have to go, nope, I'm Glenda. When you really want to be Elphaba, or you really want to be Aaron Burr, or even Hamilton, sometimes you want to crash out. Sometimes you gotta be Glenda. You gotta be like, yeah, I really can't. I'm sorry for those of you who are not familiar with Wicked. Glenda's the witch, the good witch. But sometimes you have to be the Glenda. And if you can't be the Glenda, sometimes it's good to have that person that can be your Glenda. That's like, shh, I got you. And I'm not saying that they're pretending nothing's happening, but to keep the fire from further spreading, what do you have to do? You have to tame it. And some fires need to be tamed. And maybe you're at the point where I don't care. The whole place can burn down. I'm good. Like I can watch all this burn. Sometimes you get to that point, you need someone to kind of be your balance. Like, you know what? I cannot let this happen. I have to figure out how to negotiate, or like almost figure out how it'll be easy for everybody and not just one person. Compromise, if you will. That's the proper word that I'm looking for. Sometimes you need that Glinda to keep you in character and not tear and mess up. Because Elphaba would have been mad justified in tearing up Oz, but she didn't. She could have tore up Shiz too, but she didn't. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying Glinda's the reason why she didn't. However, that was they became friends. So, sometimes you need that. Again, sorry for all the theater references. This is the only way I can get my words out. Sometimes you do need that balance, that yin and yang, that person that can keep you level-headed and go, you know what? It's not worth it. You're good. I got you. I see you. Sometimes you need, I said this on my birthday post. I said, sometimes you need that person that'll grab you by your face and say, I see you and I got you and I hear you. And what happened is wrong, but I'm going to hold your hand and I got your back. And I'm going to make sure that you stay in character so that you don't ruin your image, because I don't know what it is, but how come when villains finally snap, they're wrong? Prime example, Maleficent is not a villain. She's not a villain. Why? She was assaulted. She had her innocence taken from her. And then when she decided to, go basically turbo, Wreck-It Ralph reference, she was wrong. So my thing is like, how come when people do finally snap, they're wrong? I don't even know the answer to that. All I know is the only way that I can further stay in the job that I'm in, the only way that I can be the confident woman that I am, is if I stay in character. I cannot let these people know that they got to me. I cannot let these people know that they hurt me. Because my thing is, a lot of times people don't care. Sometimes you're like, hey, this really bothered me. This really hurt me. And they're like, oh, wow. And they don't care. I keep bringing it up, but this theater situation, I spoke with the director and it was kind of like, oh, I'm sorry you feel that way, but I dealt with this too. So you'll be all right. Completely invalidated my experience. And you gotta be careful with people like that because they're not trying to hear you. They listen to respond. They don't listen to understand. And that's where the whole breaking character thing happens because you didn't hear a word that I said, but you made it about you. And let me tell you something for reference or just for a food for thought. Anybody that makes your pain and your frustration about them when they're the reason why you're feeling this way, cut them off. Cut them off. They're narcissists. They don't listen. They're not understanding, and they never will understand. I promise you, cut them off. Don't feed into whatever they have to say anymore. Don't give them, a chance. Cut them off because those are people that know what they're doing to you and they take pleasure in ignoring your feelings. And they're going to wait for that moment where you finally snap and they're going to take pleasure in it and then play the victim. Stay away from people like that. Back again to stay in character, remain calm. And this is a tricky conversation because as a Black woman, obviously the three, me, Ciara, and Frankie, are Black women. Understand, as Black women, we are unfortunately precast, sorry for the theater reference, but precast to be these strong, unfazed women. But we all have feelings and frustrations. And when we crash out, the earth shatters. Gee, I wonder why. Maybe 400 or 600 years of slavery and civil rights may have something to do with that. I digress. I always call it ancestral rage. But anyway, I have to understand that even if I crash out, I'm not going to be heard. We've seen it 1,000 times. Taraji P. Henson sat and cried on a podcast saying, I make under what everybody in the cast makes. I don't even get paid that much. And people still didn't hear her. They did not hear her. Angela Bassett acted her ass off in Black Panther, in both Black Panthers, but especially the second one. And they did not see her. Beyonce poured her heart out. Yes, we love Bey on this podcast, so don't y'all try it. But she poured her heart out onto the Lemonade. That was one of my favorite albums, was Lemonade. And let me tell you, she was not heard. These things constantly happen. And so when I say stay in character and stay the course, I'm not saying be fake, but be vigilant and stay on your throne. Don't let anybody shift your crown. Don't let anybody throw you off like, Nope, I'm going to put my energy into building another kingdom so you can see how well I'm doing, even though you're throwing stones at me. You're throwing stones at my hard rock castle. Little pebbles. You're throwing pebbles and I can't even hear them because I'm sitting so high up on a throne. I don't hear nothing you're saying. That's how I keep my cool. I'm not going to let you shift me. I'm not going to let you get me worked up. Imagine if Beyonce had crashed out at these awards. Imagine if Taraji had crashed out. Imagine if Angela Bassett had crashed out. Would they have been heard? No, because that's what happens to us. No matter what we say or what we do, as Black women, nothing is right. Nothing is right. So, and I know I went on a little bit of a tangent, but it's all connected. And this is for all people, men and women, and the theydies and thems, the hims. I don't know. Frankie came up with these nicknames. But, all jokes aside, we all have to stay in character, no matter what. And please don't take me as me being the expert in handling emotions, because I'm still learning. But I'm realizing more and more that as long as I stay calm myself, I'm at peace. It's crazy. How could you be at peace when someone just dogged you? Because I realized that every time that I had crashed out, I felt tired. I felt worse. In the moment, I felt good because it was coming out. But then after, I wasn't being replenished by anything positive. I was met with hatred. Again, what happens when you argue? It just boop, 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 boop. Everything grows. Again, staying character doesn't mean be a doormat. That's not what that means. Staying character just means Don't let anybody make you trip. Don't make anybody come off your throne. Don't let anybody make you come off your throne. Don't let any joker make you question your position in the royal kingdom. I love using royal analogies. I love it. I'm very much like, I always call myself queen all the time. Because we're all queens and kings. We all are. So when I say stay in character, stay the course. Don't let anybody shift you. Don't let anybody make you feel like, oh my gosh, bounce back, splash some water on your face and keep going. Journal, pour out in other ways. Go to a rage room, get it out, but never let them see you sweat. Stay in character. Prime example, and then I'm going to wrap it up. During Christmas Carol another time, my dress, I had I think 4 quick changes during Christmas Carol. 4 quick changes. During one of the numbers called Fezziwig's Ball, my freaking dress was ripping. I had to stay in character, but not only was my dress ripping, it was sliding. The skirt that I had over the dress was sliding down. So I had to literally, while dancing, because this wasn't like a little easy number, this is a high pace, high intensity dance where we're running back and forth on the stage. We're kicking our legs up. This was a hard dance, but I had to stay focused and keep it together because I'm like, if I lose my marbles because my skirt's coming off, I'm going to mess up the whole thing. And sometimes you really do. You got to keep it together, stay calm. And it's sad that, some of us can't express our emotions. Always express your emotions. Don't go to jail. That's what I say. Stay in character. Express your emotions. Don't get booked. That's all I gotta say. But anyway, guys, I said a lot. I pretty much went on a rant and a tangent because there's a lot of things that have been on my heart. But I just want everybody to know that you are loved. If nobody told you, I love you and I'm proud of you. And I can't wait to see where life takes you. Remember to stay in character. Never let them see you sweat. It didn't faze you. Heard you. I saw what you did. I'm going to put a bookmark on it. But just know you didn't faze me. I'm good. Stand on it. Take a moment to grieve and bounce back. You can be upset. You can, a fallback is easy. A fallback, all right. A setback is fine, but it's what you do in that setback. If you stay set back, well, yeah, you're failing. But if you set back, you get set back, and you make something out of that setback into something even better than what you lost, in my opinion, you're winning. So keep winning, stay in character. Happy March. I smell spring in the air, even though around here in Connecticut, spring is basically winter. So it's like spring and winter put together. It like snows in April and it's very random, and then it's really hot. So summer probably will start in like June for us. But anyway, I hope everybody has a fantastic day. Stay hydrated. Put sunscreen on. Yes, it might be winter, but the sun's rays are still very strong. Drink water. Social media detox if you have to. And stay the course, y'all. Be safe. Bye-bye.
Thank you for listening to the Sunkissed Pod.
You can find the Sunkissed Pod on Spotify and Apple.
And you can join us on Instagram at the Sunkissed Pod to stay up to date on the girls and the ladies.
Ta-ta.